Hello and welcome to Rebels Radio latest interview. I'm joined by Slough joint managers Neil Baker and John Underwood. How are you, gents?
Good, John. Good, John. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm not too bad. A little bit disappointed today. 2-0 against Hungerford.
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't an awful lot in the game, if we're honest. It's a horrible game in terms of pitch is very hard. There's a big slope. They play it very well. You know, they defended well, and to be fair, for the vast majority of the game we did, but unfortunately we got done by one ball over the top, which they've put in the back of the net, and then we're chasing the game obviously at 1-0, and to be honest, that game could have finished 0-0. There wasn't an awful lot in it, if we're honest.
Two changes from the team on Saturday.
Yep.
Giving Dan Reid a rest and Eddie coming back in, and then in the right back, Sean Fraser replacing Tom Moran.
Yeah, we were always going to make a couple of changes. It's very tough, 2 games in 3 days, and you could see, within the lads' legs and stuff like that. I mean, Guy, they probably wouldn't have scored the second goal. Guy's hamstring really tight, but by which point we couldn't make any more substitutions. It's just one of those things. 2 games in 3 days is tough, and obviously Reedy scored 2 goals on Saturday, but we need him and Eddie fit for next weekend with Scott starting his suspension. So you have to sort of think about that a little bit as well.
So overall, the Easter period, you picked up 1 point out of a possible 6. Looking back on the 2 games, how do you feel?
Disappointed it's only 1 point. I think we've matched our opponents in both games. We just said that. Two playoff sides, playoff chasing sides, who were always favourites to be up there this year, and we didn't see an awful lot of difference in the 2 games. I think we could have argued that we deserved a point in each, but today was just a harsh lesson in kind of no nonsense defending from them. Yeah. They're very well drilled. They don't have huge amounts of pace at the back, but it's about their positioning. The centre half Day was the best player on the pitch for me. He never got beat once, and very, very fine margins. But I just said to them in there that the reason I think they're 4th now, and we're where we are, probably 16th, is those fine margins. They don't concede some of the goals that we concede.
And is it tough lessons about just having that extra level of clinicality that you need to be clinical at this level, both at the front and at the back as well?
I think it's more about at the back, if I'm honest, because over the course of the season we've scored more goals than Underwood. So you can argue that we're more clinical than them in front of goal, but they're just clinical at the back, and that's games can be won by forwards, but they say championships are won by defences, and you look at the sides up at the top, and they haven't conceded too many goals, and that's what we need to strive for next season. We need to make sure that we are better. However we do that, whether that's a combination of a fouls, bringing players in, we'll have to wait and see. But we just need to make sure that we're better. Better organised, to be honest, as a back 4 and as a team, because you do defend from the front as well.
The game seemed to kind of kick off, and it seemed all a little bit subdued. It seemed almost a bit kind of pre-season friendly. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I think that's probably what we expected. It's a warm day. Both teams, you do start with stiffness in your legs from Saturday. Both teams the same. Yeah. Very difficult pitch to play, and there wasn't really a great deal of flow to the game. The ball bounces up and bobbles around, and it wasn't an attractive game to watch. It was. I'm sure they've had a lot of games like this here, which they've won. Yeah, the game went exactly how we expected it to be honest, and it was going to come down to a bit of brilliance for a goal or a mistake defensively, and that proved to be the case today.
Were you disappointed not to go in, with the hill in your favour the first half? Did you feel that it was important to get a lead?
Well, listen, you obviously always want to, but it is so difficult. Your lads are clearing their lines, and the ball bounces and goes out of play because it's such a big slope. And to be honest, the same happened to them second half. They've got in from one ball. They've got in from one ball and scored from it, and that's what didn't happen to us first half. We had a good chance. Scott Harris had a header just right on the stroke of half time that could have gone in, but there weren't many goal-mouth opportunities today for both sides, I don't think, and I think that's how they play. That's what they look to do, and fair play, because they do it well.
Who in the Rebels shirt stood out for you today?
I think one person I would like to mention actually is Sean Fraser today. I think he's up against probably the best left winger in the league in our opinion. Had a tough time in the home game against him. He scored both goals against us, and He's come in and defended really well against him today. They've ended up taking him off. I think we were pleased with Sean defensively today. There were quite a few that didn't do a lot wrong. I don't think anyone really stood out as having a fantastic game. I think they did their jobs. They were, we competed. So no, I don't think anyone on either side was particularly outstanding. I'd say apart from particularly Matt Day at centre half for them.
And where do you go here from now? Ahead of Dunstable, who've had a reasonable set of results recently. A tough place to go.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we had the games with them last season, and they've changed a bit now since when they beat us earlier on in the season, and it's going to be tough for us. We've got 3 suspended. We've got a number of injuries at the moment, so it's not going to be easy. But we've got probably 4 games left to go, and listen, if the lads go and work as hard as they did, because they worked hard today, they all worked hard. Nobody didn't put an effort. Didn't put the effort in today. Everyone worked hard, and as long as we can go and do that in all our 4 games, and myself and John know what we need to do for next season. We're already on to certain things, and we're actually quite buoyant for next season already.
Are you having the lads in to train twice this week?
No, just be Thursday. Obviously, we'd normally do Tuesday, Thursday, but I think after the weekend we've had, they need a little bit of recovery, and then we'll train again Thursday and prepare for Dunstable.
Excellent. Well, thank you ever so much for your time, gents, so quickly after the game. Look forward to seeing a good performance away at Dunstable next week and another Rebels away day.
Yeah.
Cheers, John.
Cheers, John.